Hey guys, welcome back for another video, and today I'm going to be discussing my September anticipated. So let's get started. So there are going to be a lot of books releasing in September, and I am so excited. So first we have the sequel to Warcross, which is Marie Lu's Wildcard. I am pumped. I am so pumped, and I'm so jealous for the people that got ARCs because I want to read it right now. I loved Warcross. It was my jam, and I think I'm going to love Wildcard just as much. And Wildcard will be releasing September 18th. The next book that I am really excited for is called For a Muse of Fire, which is by Heidi Helig. I've never heard of her before. This is going to be the first in a trilogy, and it might be in a few different book boxes. But in the synopsis says, a young woman with a dangerous power she barely understands, a smuggler with secrets of his own, a country torn between the merciless colonial army, a terrifying tyrant, and a feared rebel leader. First book in a new trilogy from the acclaimed Heidi Helig, blends traditional storytelling with I can't pronounce these words, for a lush page-turning tale of escape and rebellion. Sounds really cool. There is a dragon, like, I think I'll put the picture somewhere over here. There is a dragon that is, like, on the cover. I am super excited for that. I think Ethan might like it as well because he has a bit of a dragon fascination. That one is coming out September 25th. And I've not yet read this series at all. I'm hoping to start it soon. But we also have releasing in September Escaping from Houdini, which is the third book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Maniscalco. I am excited. The cover looks amazing. And that is also releasing on the 18th with Wildcard. So if you're in the store to pick up Wildcard, go ahead and pick up Escaping from Houdini. Then we also have, for talking about sequels, we also have Two Dark Reigns by Kendar Blake. Not read the series yet again, but I have a friend named Rachel who's at Ellie Beth Bennett on Instagram. She is a super huge Dark Thrones fan. I got her a pen for at BookCon for her. And I've also ordered a book box for Two Dark Reigns, so I'm going to get it like a signed book plate with the book, and get like some merch. So I am so excited. I don't think there's any left. It is the Bucky box. I'll leave like a link or something down below, but go ahead and check it out if you're really wanting. If you're really wanting to try and get a box. The next one that is super anticipated to see everywhere on Instagram, it is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, and it is by Kirsten White. So excited. I've never read a Kristen White book before, but I really want to now. I have a friend named Tristina. She says that the best way to read this is to read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley right beforehand, and then read this one, and you can see like the similarities, I guess, and you can really appreciate the new book releasing better. But if you don't have time, just go and pick it up on September 25th, which is when it's releasing. The cover is absolutely fantastic, and I'm super excited for this. Also releasing September 25th is A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, and it is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, but it's but they take the story of Alice in Wonderland, they make it into more of an urban fantasy, and it has a black teen heroine, which is, you know, something that we need more in literature, especially YA literature, is more diversity. And I am so excited. I love Alice in Wonderland, and I'm excited to see like where they're going to take this book. And I'm excited to see where they're going to take this book to, and I think it's going to be badass. Speaking of diversity, another book that is going to bring more diversity to YA literature is A Spark of White Fire by, I'm going to pronounce your name so wrong, and I'm sorry, so I'm just going to put it on here, but Sangu Vandana, I don't know. I am a bad pronunciation. I am bad at pronouncing names, even sometimes my own. So I am so sorry. But this book is apparently a sci-fi retelling of I'll put the word right here. And it's inspired by that and other ancient Indian stories. In a universe of capricious gods, dark moons, and kingdoms built on the backs of spaceships, a gross queen sends her infant daughter away, a jealous uncle steals the throne of Kali from his nephew, and an exiled prince vows to take his crown back. Raised alone and far away from her home on Kali, Esme, that's a really pretty name, longs to return to her family. When the king of Wishjar offers to give the unbeatable sentient warship Titania to a warrior that can win his competition, she sees her way home. She'll enter the competition, reveal her true identity to the world, and help her famous brother win back the crown of Kali. It's a great plan until it all falls apart. So this book sounds absolutely amazing. It's a sci-fi. The cover is beautiful, and I am so excited to read it. The next book that I actually have a NetGalley of this, and I have a NetGalley of this, and I really want to read it soon. It is Ignite the Stars by Maria Millon, and that is also releasing on the 4th. No one realizes that notorious outlaw Isla, I think it's Isla Kocha is a 17-year-old girl. A criminal mastermind and unrivaled pilot, Isla has spent her life terrorizing the Olympus Commonwealth, the imperialist nation that destroyed her home. When the Commonwealth captures her and her true identity is exposed, they see Isla's age and talent as an opportunity. By forcing her to serve them, they will prove that no one is beyond their control. Soon Isla is trapped at the Commonwealth's military academy, desperately plotting her escape. But new acquaintances, including Bryn, a seemingly average student with a closely held secret, and their charming flight master Knives, cause Isla to question her own alliances. Can she find a way to escape the Commonwealth's clutches before these bonds deepen? Sounds so amazing, and I absolutely love the cover. I am all in for this book. Then on September 11th, we have releasing one of my favorite arcs that I have read this year, and I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a bunch of people's favorites this year. It is Rule by Ellen Goodlett. I absolutely loved this book. It was so good. I love this book. I read it in like, I think a day, and that says something when I can sit down and I can read something for a day. It was amazing. So basically the synopsis is broke up into 3. You have 3 POVs. You have Sophie, Ren, and Akila. Sophie has spent her entire life traveling across the reaches. Just when her freedom matters most, the king's men arrive and drag her away from her fellow travelers to bring her to the capital, Colonia. Ren grew up in Colonia, serving as a lady's maid at court. She dreams of being a noble herself one day, but being summoned to King's courtroom after a misdeed is exactly what she had in mind. And Akila was raised by an abusive father in the Eastern Reach when insurrection brews. She'd do anything to escape her family, even accept the invitation of a king who has every reason to despise her. Every girl hides a dangerous secret, the kind that could get her killed for treason, but when the girls are brought before King Andros expecting execution, instead they learn the truth. And I'm not even going to say the rest of it. If you want to read the synopsis, you can, but I think it's better if you just go in completely blind. This book is so good. There's LGBT representation. I absolutely loved it. Also coming out on the 25th is Give the Dart My Love by Beth Revis. I have this book right now and I'm trying to get through it. I had an issue. So I got it from Penguin First Readers, or Penguin First Reads, one of those, and tried to install it on my Nook, couldn't do it, so I tried to install it on my computer to get it to transfer to my Kindle, because my Kindle doesn't support what they have, and now it's installed on my computer and I can't get it on my Kindle, so I have to read this on my computer and I'm not very happy right now. But it is about a 17-year-old named Anidra who leaves her home in the rural northern territories of Lunar Island to attend the prestigious Eugen Academy. She has only one goal in mind: to learn the trade of medicinal alchemy. A scholarship student matriculating with the children of the Lunar Island's wealthiest and most powerful families, Nidra doesn't quite fit in with the other kids at Eugen who look down on her, all except for Gregory Gray Astor. Gray is immediately taken by the brilliant, stubborn Nidra, who he notices is especially invested in her studies. And that's it for a good reason. The deadly plague has been sweeping through the north, and it's making its way towards the cities. With her family's lives and the lives of all of Lunar Island citizens on the line, Nidra is determined to find a cure for the plague. Gray and Nidra continue to grow closer, but as sickness spreads and the body of Count rises, Nidra becomes desperate to find a cure. Soon she finds herself driving into the alchemy's most dangerous corners, and when she turns to the most forbidden practice of all, necromancy, even Gray might not be able to pull her out of the darkness. It sounds really good. I like necromancy. I kind of like the medicinal alchemy aspect of it. Still a little bit mad that it's stuck on my computer though, so I don't know. I don't know. I might DNF it and then buy a copy later. I don't know. I'm just kind of miffed right now. Also on the 4th we have Jenna Moreland's book, Empress Unveiled, releasing. I am absolutely in love with the cover. It is so pretty. And let's see here. The tagline is, "What if a magical touch meant leaving everything you loved behind? I was supposed to die. The doctors told me I only had 2 months to live. That was before I met him, Dalen. He was the miracle cure I had been waiting for. With Dalen, I was no longer a small-town girl with that unexpected illness. I was something more. The fate of a magical world depended on my survival, and I longed to go with him. There was only one thing stopping me, Tyler." Now, this might have, like, a love triangle, which I have said repeatedly that I hate, but for a cover like that is, like, this cute, and for, you know, Jenna Moreland, who is an Instagram friend. I think I follow her. I'm not sure. My Instagram has been, like, unfollowing people, and it's been making me mad. But I would probably read it. Actually, I am going to read it. Why am I even saying probably? I am going to read it. Then we have Unbroken, which is 13 stories starring disabled teens. I had an arc of this, and my friend Alyssa really wanted it more than I did, so I ended up sending it to her for her to read. I think she absolutely loved it, and the cover looks really good. But it is 13 stories by different authors starring disabled teens, so if you were wanting to read that, I definitely recommend this one. One is releasing September 18th. And then we have one of my other favorite ARC reads of this year that I'm definitely buying a finished copy of, and it is The Deepest Roots by Miranda Apsido. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, I'm sorry. But it is about this town that it's about this town where if you give birth to a daughter and she has one of these magical abilities, it is about these 3 girls who have magical abilities, the secrets that they are holding from each other, and what happens to them, and how they combine together with their powers to right this evil that is happening in their town. So excited to read this, well, to reread this. I don't really reread books a lot, but I loved this book. I could not put it down, and I was so sad to send it off to the next reviewer. I want a copy of my own, and I am going to get my own copy randomly on September 6th, which is that's a Thursday, not a Tuesday. I'm not sure why that's releasing that day, but it is Imposters by Scott Westerfield. This is apparently a 5th book in the Ugly series. I really love the Ugly series. It was one of my favorite series, still is one of my favorite series of all time. But I don't know about this one. I have the arc, and the synopsis says Frey and Raffi are inseparable, but very few people have ever seen them together. That's because Frey is Raffi's double, raised in the shadows of their rich father's fortress. While Raffi has been taught to charm, Frey has been taught to kill. Frey only exists to protect her sister. There is no other part of her life. Frey has never been out in the world on her own until her father sends her in Raffi's place to act as collateral for a dangerous deal. Everyone thinks she's her sister, but Cole, the son of a rival leader, is starting to get close enough to tell the difference. As stakes grow higher and higher, Frey must decide whether she can trust him or anyone in her life. That really doesn't sound like the Ugly series, but you know, I'm excited anyways because I love Scott Westerfeld's writing, and this really sounds like The Diabolic, which is another book that I really liked, so I think I'm going to enjoy this one all the same. And then the last book that I have that I am excited to see releasing in September is this one. It is White as Silence, Red as Song. This is by Alessandro I can't pronounce it, Devani? I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce names. This is, let's see here. This is releasing on September 4th. And the synopsis says, Leo is a carefree 16-year-old who spends most of his time playing soccer, hanging out with his best friends Nico and Sylvia, and riding his brakeless bat scooter around town. When a new philosophy teacher arrives at school, Leo presumes he's another loser until becoming inspired by the young teacher's insistence that students should follow their dreams. Leo's dream is to win over the red-haired beauty Beatrice, a girl he watches from afar but is too shy to approach. Now he's convinced that his dream to win her over will come true. But when Leo learns that Beatrice has been admitted to the hospital with leukemia, he must face what a dream of love entails. He wants to help her, but he doesn't know how, and his mission to be there for her will force him to grow up fast. For the first time in his life, Leo must learn hard lessons about pain, heartache, and the definition of love. And I think this is already released over in Italy. It's considered to be the Italian The Fault in Our Stars. And, you know, there's a butterfly on it, and I like butterflies. So I'm going to read this, give it a chance. This really isn't my genre, but, you know, I'm willing to give anything a shot. So yeah, that is my September anticipated list. Tell me down below if you have a different book in mind that you are excited. Tell me down below what you are excited to see releasing in September. And thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you again. Bye!